Kara Warner back here at the People Entertainment Weekly studio in Toronto with the wonderful, talented star of Daliland, Sir Ben Kingsley. How many times have you done the Toronto Film Festival?
I think 3.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What is it like to come to a film festival with a movie versus just having them open?
You love film here, and so the level of debate that I've enjoyed has been to the point, and it's been gracious, and it's been absolutely rooted in the extraordinary art of film.
Yeah.
And film is extraordinary.
Absolutely. Is there ever time for you to build in time to screen other things, or you have to stay focused?
I might see one film whilst down here. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, with Daliland, I was not as well versed in Mr. Dali as I'm sure you probably are.
That's good, because it's not a film. We hope that it's not a film made for aficionados of Salvador Dali, people who are knowledgeable of his work. It's to find, I think, a specific vehicle, a personality, or personalities through whom we examine the disintegration of a marriage, and also we examine how a genius who was terrified of mortality faces death and finally dies. And I don't think you can. These are massive themes, and I think if you wish to convey them to an audience, don't do it with generalities. You must do it through specific characters. Shakespeare teaches us that.
Very true. Well, I also really liked how we examine how we treat our artistic geniuses too, like throughout time, where you see how someone is adored, or then sometimes people are taking pieces of these geniuses. What did you kind of enjoy most about immersing yourself and learning about this man?
For myself, I believe that the actor, either on stage for 2.5 hours, as in Hamlet, or with the integrity of the moment which is between action and cut, the actor has to, in his portrayal of the character, has to somehow replicate or convey that character's primary traits. With Dali, of course, it was an uninhibited genius. It was a technique of exquisite brilliance flourished with utter disregard and carelessness. There's a massive paradox there. So therefore, I was not able to act carefully. I had to act taking risks between action and cut. When I say risks, I mean, of course, they are confined by the script and by the demands of the narrative. But within that, I had to take as many risks as an actor, or equivalent risks as an actor, that Dali took as a painter.
Wow.
You cannot give a careful performance of Salvador Dali, can you?
No. No. Well, I was also going to ask too, because
why? I mean, why bother?
well, you've created such. I mean, you have such a body of work that is exemplary of taking risks. You know, looking at Gandhi up to now. What do you enjoy most about accent work?
About what?
Accent work, like being able to use different accents.
When I use an accent, I find it liberates a part of me that I didn't know was there.
Oh, really? That's so fun.
Yeah, I speak a little French, enough to get me into trouble, and I find that when I do converse in French, there is a different side of me that I didn't know existed.
Really?
I think people who are bilingual are extraordinary, in that they can think and dream and perceive in more ways than one. And Dali, of course, was fluent in English and French. Terrible accent, but I think he used it as a device. Yeah. It was a kind of wall through which you had to penetrate in order to converse with him. Yeah. It was a keep your distance kind of device. Yeah. But I do enjoy working in accents, and I do enjoy working with dialect coaches who, on one of my last pictures, I've got 7 pictures coming out at the moment.
Ooh.
One of my last ones, I worked with a splendid dialect coach who had to help me find a particular West Pennsylvania accent.
Oh, that's an interesting.
Yeah, really a fine target, and I love targets. I think to a certain extent, actors are hunters, and we are after a specific target. And many times you will hear a director on set saying, "Got it," as if you've captured something. You've been hunting for it for maybe years in preparation, as you know, it takes years. But to finally hear the director say, "Got it," it's not just that moment. It is years of hunting, searching, and preparation.
Oh. Does anything ever stay with you, or when a scene is cut, you're done with an accent?
So, as I said earlier,
Yeah.
I had to invest my portrait, and I'm a portrait artist, you see. I'm an actor, but I don't have paints. I work with my voice, my imagination, and my body. That's all I have. But I created a portrait of Dali, hopefully, but in order to do so, I had to explore his fearlessness and his capacity to take risks, as I've said before.
Right.
Now, when I finished portraying him, when I enjoyed the last day of shoot, which was a remarkable day, the last day of shooting, I missed him terribly.
Ah, that's lovely.
It was like being in the same room as somebody who encouraged me to take enormous risks. And when I finished filming, it's like a piece of elastic. You let go of one end, what does it do? It shrinks back to its original shape.
Wow. I always wonder about that, because I think you spend so much time, working on the character.
He was exhausting and exhilarating at the same time.
That's wonderful. What did you enjoy in speaking to Mr. Briney yesterday? I was kind of shocked. It was like his first movie. What do you enjoy with working brand new talent, or like if that's part of helping? I don't know if you help mold or you just enjoy their blank canvas.
I think if you're with any young parent, and I've spent time with a young parent in my team at this festival, and it is an absolute delight for them to watch the first steps being taken.
Yes.
And to be in the company of somebody taking their first steps is absolutely delightful.
Yeah.
So that dear Chris brought bravely his own questing towards something by taking first steps, exactly paralleling his first steps in Daliland. So it was a great opportunity for him, which I believe he seized with tremendous intelligence.
That's wonderful. Yeah, and watching it and seeing you both, I would never have guessed that was his first film, so that was incredible. Your wonderful director has spoken about, working with Ezra before, enjoying the experience and moving forward. What was your experience like with Ezra?
I never had any scenes with him. Yeah. But I think Mary used a really clever device, which I will certainly steal, which is allowing the main protagonist to be present in his or her own flashbacks, to be present at the time that preceded his own period in life. I thought that was very clever, and it allowed me to bond with Dali's younger self by seeing him embodied. And there was a moment, I think, on several takes where Ezra and myself mouthed exactly the same words at the same time. You remember that counting 1, 2, 3?
Yes.
And every single time, technically, I knew I can depend on this actor and he on me to mouth those words exactly at the same time. So that was a tiny duet, but these duets make a movie eventually. The duets, the trios, the quartets, the chorus, they have a musicality, they have a symphonic integrity, and my tiny modest moment of duet with Ezra worked beautifully.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that as a unique way to do a flashback, so that was
wonderful. Very clever.
We are coming up on some of your precious time. Is there anything else you would love to speak about, or you feel like we got a nice little taste?
It's entirely up to you.
Oh, I mean, I feel great. Unless do we know yet on release? really state?
We don't, because we're here setting out our stall.
Perfect.
As it were.
So we can keep our eyes out for Daliland.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.